Ladies and gentlemen, raise your drinks. It's the York Sports Report. The Roar is slowly making their way back to the Madhouse on Madison Street in Chicago for Game 3 against the Sharks on Friday night. Buckle up, folks. It's going to be a hell of a series.
Hey everybody, I'm Jason York. Thanks for joining me on the York Sports Report show. Today is May 17th, and Game 1 is in the books. Yesterday, the Chicago Blackhawks defeated the San Jose Sharks 2-1. Oh, by the way, I just got off with the phone with UBC Golf Course, and some of the Canucks are there today. So, anyways, Hawks win last night 2-1. Great game, great hockey game, all around just fabulous speed, fabulous forward checking, great body checks, great clean hits in this game. Ben Eager had just a monster hit in the first period. Adam Bursch, Ben Eager were doing their job, listening to the coach, not taking any dirty bad penalties with any dirty cheap shots, but they were busting a move. And then you go to the main menu. Guys like Ladd, Bolin, Marian Hossa, Patrick Sharp, Versteeg, they were all skating their asses off. They were skating, they were shooting, they were passing, they were creating. And then if you watch the game yesterday, folks, Duncan Keith, hands down, is probably the best skater in the league today, right now. I am in awe of every time he has the puck. His legs are just constantly grinding. He is just flat out, easily the best defensive skater I've seen since Paul Coffey, easily. And then you go to Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews, Dustin Byfuglien. You know, pretty good games. San Jose is really going to try and clog the middle with guys like Kane and Toews for sure. They did it yesterday. They were successful in a few sort of areas where Kane and Toews would sort of try and filter through the middle. And they were successful by far, for sure they were. But this game was filled with lots of speed. San Jose had 45 shots, and the big story in this game was Antiniemi just stood on his head. He was just immaculate. Robbery saves through the whole game. 45 shots, 45 shots, saves 44. San Jose scores first. Patrick Sharp comes over the blue line, makes a beautiful little snapshot between the 5-hole on San Jose's goaltender there. And Dustin Byfuglien gets the game winner with about 6 minutes left in the third period. I was not too concerned with this time off. I think the Hawks needed it. I think they relished in it. We've seen the clips on Chicago TV and through different news footage that the Hawks did have a little day in San Francisco. They spent it out in Alcatraz. Good for the Hawks to sort of take the blades off, get away from the ring. Coach Q was very pleased and very happy that the team was able to get away from the rink and just sort of enjoy themselves and just be guys and all that stuff and hang around and shooting the stuff and all that, whatever. But the Hawks come out, survive a little bit of a hurricane that the Sharks brought in the first 10 or 11 minutes. And the Hawks just responded with great speed, great physical play. Guys, again, like Ladd, Versteeg, Bolin, and Marian Hossa are just, they're just playing lights out hockey now. You know, everyone's saying, you know, not everyone's saying that Marian Hossa isn't getting a lot of goals, but the one thing that they're saying is he's everywhere on the ice. He's forechecking. He's great on the boards. Great game by Bolin yesterday. Andrew Ladd looks like maybe he's found his legs. It seemed like Keith and Seabrook and a few of the Hawk players didn't have their legs in the first 1 or 2 games against the Vancouver Canucks. But something happened, and Craig Simpson from CBC Hockey Night in Canada said it as well, that guys like Keith and Seabrook did find their legs. And then later on in that series, guys like Ladd and Bolin turned it on around Game 3 against the Canucks. If Bolin, Ladd, and Brouwer and Versteeg and Hossa can keep playing like this, I think they're going to give fits to the San Jose Sharks. But anyways, we've got some game notes we'll touch on tomorrow. Tomorrow is game day. Tomorrow's Game 2 against the San Jose Sharks down in California. Note the time of 7 p.m. So Hawk fans, you got to stay up a little late if you are in the greatest city in the world, that being in Chicago. But I am Jason York. We will have more game notes for tomorrow. We'll catch some notes from the interviews with Coach Q tomorrow on the game day skate and see if we can get some from the players and all that just offline. I'll bring it to you in that form. But again, UBC did call and they did mention that some of the Canucks are out on the golf course right now having a good time. But the Hawks Sharks tomorrow, Game 2. I don't want to split. I want to see the Hawks take 2 games in San Jose Then I want to see the Hawks go back home, take Game 3, Game 4. I don't care. I want this over. I want this quick. I want this done and over with ASAP. The Hawks have to go home. They can't play fancy. They can't play with that sort of entitlement suit sort of going on through their team like they did against Game 5 against the Canucks. That was a horrific effort by the Hawks. They played like that a couple times against the Nashville Predators. If the Hawks think, they can get another win and then go back home in Chicago and play like that against the San Jose Sharks, it will be 6-7-0 in no time like that. So the Hawks, again, Game 2 tomorrow night. What I'm really interested in seeing is how the San Jose Sharks come out in Game 2. They were a little rusty, just a tad bit rusty, and the Sharks, again, they can skate and they can hit. They're a puck controlling team as well. They can control the puck just as well as anyone else. But again, Game 2 tomorrow night. Game 3 will be Friday night, so there's that extra day off for the Hawks. I like that break for guys like Toews and Kane. The one thing in that game yesterday, though, and Toews and Kane played pretty decent. Kane was just some great passes. Again, Duncan Keith just flat out great wheels. Seabrook was banging guys off the boards and all that stuff. Couple big hits from him. Toews looked just a tad bit slow, and I don't know if he's lingering a small injury or maybe fatigue is an issue, but I know Jonathan Toews isn't going to say anything. He is still putting 85% of himself out there, but there's just a tad bit of sort of maybe fatigue going on with Jonathan Toews. But the Hawks anyways are up 1-0 in this series. I'm Jason York. Thanks for watching.
There's Jenny McCarthy. Hot as... Oh my God, there's a baby. Oh, and a liar too. By the way, Lindsay Lohan was in another scrap in some New York bar. What's new? It never ceases to amaze me. No, you're a liar. No, really, you are. Has anyone ever told you that your lips actually look like you're... Oh, there's Lindsay once again. Lindsay, go to rehab. I'll still marry you once you get out. Whoopi looks like she might have had a little too many to have that chick put her arm around her. I'm out.